Welcome, fellow travelers of the Upside Down. Get ready to rewind and relive every terrifying, thrilling, and mind-bending moment from Stranger Things Seasons 1 through 4. With Season 5 on the horizon, the time is now to refresh our memories on exactly how Hawkins, Indiana, became the epicenter of a supernatural war. This isn't about character deep dives or reviews. It's about the raw, gripping plot chronologically laid out for you. We're diving into the absolute essentials, the pivotal events that have shaped this incredible saga, ensuring you're perfectly primed for the final chapter. Let's jump in. The nightmare for Hawkins began on November 6, 1983. A scientist at Hawkins National Laboratory was attacked by an unseen creature, and 12-year-old Will Byers mysteriously vanished while cycling home after a Dungeons & Dragons session. His abandoned bicycle was the only clue left behind. His mother, Joyce Byers, immediately reported him missing and soon began receiving strange calls and communicating through flickering lights, convinced Will was trying to reach her from another dimension. Simultaneously, a young girl with the number 11 tattooed on her arm, later known as 11, escaped from Hawkins' lab using powerful telekinetic abilities. Will's friends, Mike, Dustin, and Lucas, found and sheltered her in Mike's basement. 11 revealed Will was trapped in a dark reflection of their world, the Upside Down, and was being hunted by a monstrous creature she called the Demogorgon. Mike's older sister, Nancy Wheeler, and her best friend, Barb Holland, attended a party. While Nancy was distracted, Barb was tragically abducted by the Demogorgon from Steve's pool. Will's older brother, Jonathan Byers, who had been secretly photographing the party, captured a blurry image of the creature, which Nancy later recognized. The two teenagers formed an unlikely alliance to find Barb and understand the monster. Police Chief Jim Hopper, initially skeptical of Joyce's claims, began to uncover inconsistencies in the official story, leading him to Hawkins' lab and its clandestine Project MKUltra, which had a disturbing connection to Eleven's biological mother, Terry Ives. Eleven's fragmented memories revealed she inadvertently opened the gate to the Upside Down during a telepathic session at the lab, making contact with the Demogorgon and tearing a hole between dimensions. This human interference directly caused the town's peril. In a climactic confrontation at the school, the Demogorgon attacked. 11 channeled immense power to destroy the creature and seemingly close the gate, sacrificing herself in the process. Joyce and Hopper successfully found Will in the Upside Down and brought him back to the real world, though he coughed up a slug-like creature, hinting at lingering danger. Hopper was later seen leaving Eggos in the woods, a subtle sign that 11 had survived her heroic act. 1 year later, in October 1984, Will Byers found himself still haunted by the alternate dimension. He experienced increasingly disturbing visions, now featuring an enormous tentacled shadow monster, the Mind Flayer, looming over Hawkins. These episodes intensified, leading him to draw intricate, sprawling maps of a vast tunnel system beneath the town, making him a direct target and conduit for this new threat. Hawkins also welcomed new residents, Maxine Max Mayfield, a spirited new girl, and her volatile older stepbrother Billy Hargrove. Chief Hopper was secretly sheltering 11 in a remote cabin in the woods, desperately trying to keep her hidden. Dustin Henderson discovered a slug-like creature he affectionately named Dart and brought it home, only for it to rapidly grow into a baby Demogorgon. The Mind Flayer began to possess Will, using him as a spy and controlling a growing pack of demo dogs as a terrifying hive mind. Nancy and Jonathan, still grappling with Barb's unresolved death, teamed up with conspiracy theorist Murray Bauman to expose Hawkins' lab's role in the tragic events of the previous year, secretly recording Dr. Sam Owens, the lab's new director. Frustrated by her isolation, 11 defied Hopper and embarked on a journey to find her biological mother, Terry Ives, where she learned of another sister, Kelly, 8, who possessed the power to create illusions. The situation in Hawkins spiraled into chaos as Demodogs attacked Hawkins' lab, slaughtering many scientists. Mike realized Will was being controlled by the Mind Flayer and convinced Joyce to sedate him, hoping to sever the creature's connection. In a moment of selfless bravery, Joyce's boyfriend, Bob Newby, volunteered to reset the lab's power, allowing the others to escape. Tragically, he was mauled to death by Demodogs right in front of Joyce. The surviving group, now including Steve, Dustin, Lucas, and Max, understood the Mind Flayer's intention to spread into their dimension. They communicated with the real Will using Morse code and received a chilling instruction: close gate. 11 returned to Hawkins just in time, saving her friends from an invading Demodog pack, and she and Hopper immediately headed back to the lab. In a desperate two-pronged attack, Joyce, Jonathan, and Nancy successfully drove the Mind Flayer out of Will by exposing him to extreme heat in Hopper's cabin. Simultaneously, 11 and Hopper confronted the massive pulsating gate in the lab's basement. Channeling immense power, 11 managed to seal the interdimensional rift, severing the Mind Flayer's direct connection to their world. In the aftermath, Hopper legally adopted 11, giving her a new life as Jane Hopper. However, the victory was incomplete. The Mind Flayer's shadowy form remained, ominously watching Hawkins Middle School from the upside down, a lingering threat that hinted at future dangers. Stranger Things Season 3, The Battle of Starcourt. The summer of 1985 brought new changes to Hawkins, most notably the gleaming new Starcourt Mall, which quickly dominated the town and forced many local businesses to close. While Mike and 11 explored their romantic relationship, much to Hopper's dismay, Joyce Byers, still grieving Bob's death, considered moving her family out of Hawkins. Yet the peace was short-lived. Will Byers began experiencing unsettling premonitions, sensing the Mind Flayer was still alive despite the gate being closed. Joyce also noticed strange magnetic disruptions around town, leading her to suspect the Upside Down's insidious return. A new chilling plot began to unfold with the return of Dustin Henderson from summer camp. He intercepted a mysterious Russian radio transmission using his Cerebro machine. Teaming up with Steve Harrington, his new co-worker Robin Buckley at Scoops Ahoy, and Lucas's younger sister Erica Sinclair, they worked tirelessly to decode the message. Their efforts uncovered a shocking truth. A secret Russian lab was operating deep beneath Starcourt Mall, attempting to open a new gate to the Upside Down using a powerful laser, a key, designed to cut through dimensions. This deliberate human action, driven by geopolitical ambition, directly caused the Mind Flayer's return and physical manifestation. Meanwhile, a more organic horror was spreading. Rats began flocking to Brimborn Steelworks, exploding into grotesque organic masses. Max's stepbrother, Billy Hargrove, was attacked and possessed by the Mind Flayer, becoming the first of the flayed individuals whose minds and bodies were taken over. Nancy and Jonathan, working as interns at the local newspaper, investigated strange behavior and missing fertilizer, leading them to discover that more townspeople, including Mrs. Driscoll, were being flayed and controlled by the Mind Flayer. These possessed individuals were then used to create a monstrous physical manifestation of the Mind Flayer, a creature made of dissolved human flesh, with the singular goal of destroying 11, whom it blamed for closing the original gate. Hopper and Joyce investigated the magnetic disruptions which led them to the abandoned Hawkins lab. There, Hopper was attacked by Grigory, a formidable Russian soldier. The duo managed to capture a Russian scientist, Alexei, who, under duress, revealed the Soviet plan. They were trying to open the upside-down gate directly under Starcourt Mall. The Mind Flayer's influence grew, and the kids confirmed Billy's possession. They devised a plan to trap him in a sauna, but he escaped. 11, using her powers, psychically connected with Billy, learning of his traumatic past and the Mind Flayer's location at the mill. This connection, however, inadvertently gave the Mind Flayer access to Eleven's location, making her the primary target. All the converging paths led to a climactic battle at Starcore Mall. Hopper, Joyce, and Murray Bauman planned to destroy the Russian machine, while the kids battled the Mind Flayer's monstrous physical form. 11 bravely fought the Mind Flayer, but a piece of the creature embedded itself in her wound, causing her to lose her powers. Hopper confronted Grigori at the gate machine in a brutal fight. In a moment of profound redemption, Billy, momentarily freed from the Mind Flayer's control by Eleven's compassion, heroically sacrificed himself to protect her and her friends from the monster. Joyce, with a heavy heart, was forced to activate the explosion, destroying the Russian key and sealing the gate, seemingly disintegrating Hopper in the process. The Mind Flayer's physical form collapsed, apparently defeated. In the aftermath, the government covered up the deaths, Starcourt Mall was dismantled, and the Byers family, along with a still powerless 11, moved out of Hawkins, seeking a fresh start. However, a chilling post-credit scene revealed a Russian prison in Kamchatka holding a captured Demogorgon and a mysterious American prisoner, hinting that the fight was far from over. 8 months after the devastating events at Starcourt in March 1986, life had changed dramatically for our heroes. Joyce, Will, Jonathan, and a still powerless 11 had relocated to sunny California, where 11 struggled with bullying at school and the profound loss of her abilities. Back in Hawkins, a new, horrifying wave of mysterious and gruesome teenage murders began. Chrissy Cunningham, a popular cheerleader, died horrifically in Eddie Munson's trailer, making the leader of the Hellfire Club the prime suspect. Dustin, Lucas, Max, Steve, Nancy, and Robin immediately launched their own investigation to clear Eddie's name. They soon discovered the true perpetrator was a powerful, psychokinetic being from the Upside Down, a creature they dubbed Vecna. Vecna's method of attack was uniquely terrifying. Nancy and her fellow student reporter Fred Benson investigated Chrissy's death, learning about Victor Creel, a Hawkins resident, institutionalized in the 1950s for allegedly murdering his family with eerily similar details. Fred then became Vecna's next victim. Max Mayfield soon realized she was also being targeted, experiencing similar PTSD symptoms and seeing the chilling chiming of a grandfather clock, a telltale sign of Vecna's curse. The group made a crucial discovery. Playing a victim's favorite music could break Vecna's trance, a revelation that narrowly saved Max from her first encounter with the entity. This new threat exploited psychological vulnerabilities, preying on the character's deepest traumas and past pains, making the battle not just physical, but deeply personal and mental. Amidst the chaos in Hawkins, Dr. Sam Owens took 11 to a secret facility in Nevada for the Nina Project, a desperate attempt to help her regain her powers. There, she was reunited with Dr. Martin Brenner, whom she still referred to as Papa. Through an isolation tank, 11 relived repressed memories of her time at Hawkins' lab, including befriending a kind orderly. The shocking truth emerged: this orderly was Subject 1 Henry Creel, Victor Creel's son, who possessed immense psychokinetic abilities. 11 remembered Henry committing the horrific Hawkins lab massacre in 1979, slaughtering all the other children and staff. When he tried to kill her, she overpowered him and, in a moment of desperate power, inadvertently banished him to Dimension X, where he was transformed into the monstrous Vecna. This revelation established a profound and tragic connection. 11, the hero, had inadvertently created her ultimate antagonist, making the conflict deeply personal and rooted in her own past actions. Meanwhile, a desperate hope emerged for another beloved character. Joyce received a cryptic package from Russia, leading her and Murray Bauman to the astonishing discovery that Jim Hopper was alive, imprisoned in a brutal Soviet camp in Kamchatka. Hopper was forced to battle a captured Demogorgon in the prison's arena. Joyce and Murray embarked on a perilous journey to rescue him, navigating betrayals and fighting their way through the heavily guarded facility, eventually reuniting with Hopper. Vecna's master plan was revealed to Nancy. He intended to open 4 gates to fully merge the Upside Down with Hawkins, creating an apocalypse. The groups devised a multi-pronged strategy to stop him. The Hawkins kids lured Vecna into Max's mind at the Creel house, while Steve, Nancy, and Robin attacked his physical form in the Upside Down. Dustin and Eddie Munson bravely distracted Demobats in the Upside Down, leading to Eddie's heroic sacrifice. In Russia, Hopper, Joyce, and Murray re-entered the prison to kill the remaining Demogorgons, knowing this would weaken Vecna's hive mind connection and thus his power. 11, using a makeshift isolation tank in Hawkins, entered Max's mind to fight Vecna directly. Vecna overwhelmed 11 and possessed Max, revealing his complete control over the entire Upside Down since 11 had banished him there. However, Mike's desperate declaration of love gave 11 the strength to break Vecna's hold. Despite 11's efforts, Max briefly succumbed to her injuries, dying for a moment before 11 used her powers to revive her, leaving Max in a coma. Max's brief death, however, allowed Vecna's 4th gate to open, tearing massive, fiery fissures through Hawkins, disguised as a catastrophic earthquake. The Upside Down began to invade the real world, bringing its decay and creatures with it. Vecna's physical form was set ablaze and shot by Steve, Robin, and Nancy, but he vanished, his fate uncertain. As Season 4 concluded, Hawkins was left scarred and fractured. Massive rifts, disguised as natural disasters, tore through the town, signaling that the Upside Down was no longer merely an alternate dimension, but was actively merging with and invading the real world. Max Mayfield remained comatose in the hospital, a stark reminder of the immense cost of their battle. 11, though she had regained her powers, was once again faced with the profound consequences of her past actions and the overwhelming scale of the threat. Will Byers, still deeply connected to the Upside Down, sensed Vecna was alive, confirming that the ultimate antagonist was far from defeated. So there you have it, 4 seasons of terrifying mysteries, heroic sacrifices, and an ever-escalating war for Hawkins. The story is built to a monumental cliffhanger, leaving us all desperate for answers. What happens next? We'll find out in Season 5. Until then, with Recap World, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and share this recap with anyone who needs to catch up. Stay tuned for more deep dives and theories as we get closer to the epic conclusion. Don't miss a single moment of the final